It's February 3rd and we have our first growth coming up in our garden. I believe these are daisies. They always come up first and they always pop up, especially as it starts to get warm. A week ago it was 12 degrees and yesterday it was 66 degrees. But these have just started popping up, and there they are. But for January, let's go look around and see what else is coming up. I still have to take down my Christmas lights. My goal is to probably do that this week. I was holding out for snow so I could take some pictures, but we haven't had any snow, and we might be starting our second year, no snow. But my plants are starting to come in, so I need to get these lights off of them. This cherry tree will bloom multiple times throughout the winter. Anytime it gets warm, these cherries pop up. So after this warm little streak we had this week, you can definitely see these cherries just always confused. All right, now let's start getting into the garden. Here I have my strawberry patch. I have about 30 strawberry plants. 10 of them are ones that will just grow big ones, and 20 of them are everbearing that produce small ones all summer. But we still got plenty of green. I'm gonna have to come in here and start cleaning it up. Some animal got in here last week and ate some of my Christmas lights that are still here, so I need to take those out. But the strawberries look like they made it through the winter, so I'm really excited for year 2 of these strawberries because I planted them last year. So this summer I'm really hoping to get some good crops. Here I have my Thornless Blackberry and my Raspberry. So I need to get in here now that it's January, and I'm gonna cut out all of these stalks from last year so the new growth can start producing. I had tons of blackberries last year. That was year 2 for them. The raspberries did pretty well. It was also year 2 for them, so I'm hoping this year they'll do a lot better. But as you can see, these raspberries have just gotten huge. So this summer I'm expecting a lot of raspberries and a lot of blackberries. Here are my tomatoes. I did big beef tomatoes and another variety, which I'm not going to do again, and I had basil growing in here, but I haven't even cleaned it out yet. These tomatoes are going to get moved, so I think I'm going to have to move my tomatoes all the way to that section of raised bed over there because this is falling apart, and we're going to have to tear it all out anyways is the plan. And so one of the bummers this year is I started planting grapes a couple years ago. So I have Razzmatazz grapes here, I have a bunch of grapes over there, and I have kiwi growing up right here that have been doing really well, and they're growing all up in this pergola up here. But I think we're going to be moving all of this, so I'm going to have to come spend a day and come and cut all of these out and hopefully transplant them somewhere. They might just have to go into pots for a while. Same with all of these blueberries, which have been really starting to take off the last couple years. But I've had blueberries along here, and as you can see, we're even starting to get some growth on the blueberries. So they've had enough cold this winter, and we're getting little spots on the blueberries, so I'm gonna have to move these. Right here I have my Concord Grape. Didn't do as well last year as it did the year before. Up here I have all of my corn, so I'm gonna come up here this month and I need to clean out all of this corn. I've already ordered new corn seeds. I'm gonna hopefully do better of coming up here and being able to help this corn grow. Last year I kind of just left it so it did not grow very big, but it needs a lot more fertilizer and a lot more water, especially being in a raised bed like this up here. So one of my goals this year is for this corn to really be successful. So hopefully we can do that. The other thing I need to do is come clean up these trees, start pruning them. These trees have taken off since I've started pruning them the last couple years, but I also need to take down these Christmas lights. And this tree right here used to not be very tall, but I've slowly been pruning it so I can walk under it. But it's taller than me now. So we're probably at about maybe 10 feet tall up there, 9 feet tall. So finally this one has taken off. And this tree was free, so you can't beat a free tree. So it has taken 2 years, and these kiwis and these razzmatazz have just taken over the top of this pergola. So it's kind of a bummer to cut it down, but I'm really excited for some big changes. But they have really grown a lot. I have yet to get any kiwis though, but I did get a lot of razzmatazz. And this year all these grow bags are going to be full of potatoes and peanuts. The potatoes did amazing in them last year, so I'm really excited to start growing some peanuts in these grow bags. So follow along and hopefully we can see how they do.